Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerve Esports Circuit Season 3 Finals. My name is Nobi. I'm joined here by the wonderful Jace Mace. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see some very exciting Valorant. We do got a best of five coming up here today, so it's going to be a bit of a long one potentially, but I mean both these teams are very evenly matched within each other. Just playing 1 week prior, Empire Redux did take that 2-0 victory, but it was by no means a one-sided affair.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like, I really do feel like these teams could kind of go either way. I can't wait to see it. Given that it is a best of five, we could see a lot going on here. We could see a barn burner. I honestly, I can't wait for that. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. So definitely plenty of exciting action left to come up today. You mentioned that you mentioned the result from last week, but part of the reason why we're so kind of closely matched, I think, is just because of the fact that these teams have exchanged blows at multiple points just across the circuit, and so yeah. But now that we are in map ban here, let's take a look at what we got here. Looks like Bind and Ascent are out. Empire does gain the ban advantage here in the video since they are the one coming from uppers here. So gonna be interesting to see what kind of maps we're getting here.
Yeah, I'm very interested. The last time that these squads play back September 13th, yes, 2-0 Empire Redux. They won 13-7 on Haven, 17-15 on Corrode. But you go back about a month earlier, and well, it was a bit of a different story. It was a 14-12 victory on Ascent and a 13-8 victory on Lotus, a 2-0 for Nebula. So I'm interested to see that the Lotus is going to be back into the pool here for Empire Redux, but I mean, that's an entire month separated from that last loss against this squad, so it really can be that's so much time to be able to regroup and get back together. And the Ascent, a 14-12 loss, it was in overtime, still see that coming through with an instant ban.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will say right now, Bind and Ascent as state well, they're kind of considered staples, I think, at this point within Valorant.
Mhm.
Very common maps that you'll end up seeing, and the fact that they're banned is actually quite interesting to me. The fact that we're not gonna see them at all is kind of crazy. But the very first pick that we're seeing from Empire is Lotus, and that's interesting to me too because obviously, given that that's their map pick, you would also figure the other side realistically is gonna probably opt to go on attack. And given the fact that that's a three-site map, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that dynamic plays out. Whether Empire's really confident in their defense going into it, so much that they'll actually just straight up pick the map.
Yeah, Lotus, one of those tri-site maps, unfortunately, will be kind of going out of that competitive map pool later this year in, I believe, October, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, in favor of Split. So I'm interested, just general how a lot of teams from all over the world just kind of are gonna have to adjust to that, whether that be the top dogs at tier one, or even just in circuits like these where there's still a lot of competition, a lot of stuff on the line, a lot of experience and reps to go through that are on the line. But with that said, we're talking about these older maps, but coming in on the second pick is going to be the newest one, Corrode. We did
Oh my.
see that in the last matchup where Empire Redux won 17-15 in triple overtime. So
Insane. Absolutely crazy stuff. And Corrode, of course, as a map is just it's kind of similar to Ascent in a lot of ways where, mid control is so important. But oh my god, we're seeing a few other ones. So we're seeing the rest of them come in. Haven gonna be the one after that. It's gonna be Empire's next pick. Another three-site map, another situation where you'd have to figure that Empire is indeed pretty confident being the one that they're picking all the three-site maps. That hey, we can do pretty good on defense to start out, and then kind of hammer it back on going towards the attack. So it's going to be interesting to see Sunset the next pick and Abyss the decider map for all the marbles. And I mean, ultimately, what are you thinking of this of the sides here in the map pool?
Yeah, Sunset in specific, I'm interested in because I've noticed so many times that it just kind of feels like if you're able to get a strong start on the first half, at the first rounds of the half, you're going to be able to just explode out and handedly finish out the rest of the half. It feels, interestingly enough, one of the more snowball heavy sort of maps in this pool. They did play it. Not too long ago, back in September 18th, lower finals in a 3-0 victory against Nerve Esports Onyx. Nebula was able to win Sunset 13-4, so clear that they're pretty comfortable on a map like Sunset, but a lot of preparation has been going into this, and we have Empire Redux on a 1 week break. Meanwhile, Nebula, it's only been 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I will say right now that momentum is certainly part of it. You talk about kind of like time, I suppose. I'm a fan. I'm a proponent of momentum really being carried forward, especially if the team is in good spirits and all that stuff. So that's going to be quite interesting to kind of see how that plays out. Obviously, I think, like we said earlier, both of these teams are so closely matched together. But that's going to be an interesting dynamic to kind of look forward to and kind of poke and prod at as we get further into the map pool. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, kind of going back to the first map of Lotus that we're going to end up seeing, what kind of comps would you say you'd expect coming out from these teams?
Nebula did play on Lotus in that lower bracket final against Nerve Esports Onyx. So you had Fade, Omen, Vice, Neon, Chamber coming out, and I don't really expect that to really change too much. Possibly Mystic looking to lean away from that Chamber. Struggled a little bit in that map, going 11-20 towards the end of it in a 13-11 victory.
Mhm.
But it's I'm still curious how they're going to approach it, because if they're going to, more specifically, if they're going to try and approach it differently. Empire Redux deciding to pick Lotus first, but Nebula Surge, they're no strangers to it. It's literally just 2 days ago played Lotus and Haven, one Haven 13-4, one Lotus 13-11. It, even though Lotus was more of a very close call, you go over to Haven, 13-4. It seems that, interestingly enough, despite having the disadvantage, they might not be that unfavored here in terms of just on paper looking at the maps here in this best of five.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's a fair dynamic, right? Or a fair point to make. I think Lotus as a map, I realistically, of course, they're the big thing that everyone kind of focuses on when it comes to that map is a lobby, kind of maintaining that A control from either side. Because generally, whoever gets that, that's a really important choke point and a really important area of the map to just maintain control of. I think if the attackers gain access to it, you're going to end up seeing a lot more possibilities open up. So that's definitely something to kind of keep track of as we go forward. Obviously, agents like Raze make that a lot easier. So let's end up seeing see how that kind of works out for them.
Yeah, we're getting the R's in the chat. Production giving us the okay, and we are sending it to map select of our first map here on Lotus. So I'm super, super stoked for this one. You already see a lot of those locks going in. You see the Vice, you see the Omen
Oh yeah.
already, and it seems that maybe slight difference, but no, you do see the chamber
Oh
being
wow.
instantly locked in.
Wow. I'm really, really interested in that neon chamber. Like that comp is honestly like way more interesting to me than what we're seeing on the other side here, just because like I really do think that that kind of having that chamber relies a lot on whether you're confident in your mechanics. If you are, then all the better to you. I mean, like you theoretically are at a huge advantage because obviously, you have you have the headhunter, which can end up literally saving rounds if you can aim well with it. So yeah, I mean, if these players have if these players are on it, really really on it mechanically, It's gonna be interesting. And I kind of the other part about that is the difference in the duelists. We're seeing the Neon on Duck versus Lim on the Raze. There's definitely some pretty significant differences there in terms of how you entry, in terms of obviously having the stun versus the nade and stuff like that. It's definitely very different. So I can't wait to see how that works out.
Yeah, we do see a slight difference, but also the same here for Empire Redux going the excuse me, Fade, Vice, Omen, Viper, Raze. That was what they played a little bit earlier in the playoff stage against Nerves Esports Opal, winning 13-6. But you go
No
back a
charges.
month prior to when they played this map against the Nebula Surge, and it was a bit different. They, instead of having that Neon, decided to opt for a Yoru. Excuse me, instead of the Raze to opt for the Yoru, and struggle a little bit. So when they got to this playoff stage, deciding to go for the Raze instead, and it seems to have worked out decently well for them so far in this playoff stage. But as we start to head in towards this first round, I am ecstatic at what we're about to witness.
Ecstatic is the perfect descriptor right there. I cannot wait to see how this one ends up working out. Let's get right into the action, ladies and gentlemen, as Nerve Esports try to get themselves a little bit of an advantage here early on the attack, looking towards the C site, just waiting a little bit, waiting for a little bit of a power comes out, gonna get some information and some kills potentially on the cards here. Not quite. Duck is just gonna back off. These players are ready and waiting. Will come out, but the entry's already there. One player found, but Nicketeer will grab the trade, but it's instant
down,
as well. That wall is so good. Everyone's flooding into the site, but it does not matter at the moment. 3v2 situation. Empire up in numbers right now as that spike looks to get planted.
Yeah, the paint shells didn't fully clear out all the way forward, so gonna be able to jump on top of the boxes, get the double kill, and secure the defuse. Those paint shells not gonna be able to get all the way forward, and thus the Razor Vine in specific was able to stay up. And so you're able to combine the Razor Vines plus that shear, the wall on this on the Vice. It becomes a force that you have to respect. You can't force your way through, especially not on a pistol round.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, and one really crucial point that I think we saw it particularly in that round was Empire's patience, right? They didn't get too aggressive. We saw Duck knowing when to back off there. I think that's really, really important for the sake of just maintaining kind of composure, right? So we saw that. That was a great pistol coming out from Nerve right there. I know I was talking about who won and who did. I was like, wait a minute. For a second, my brain was like, oh my god, did Empire win? No, they didn't. But Nerve in terms of their ability to hold the site was also very good. But I think the point from Empire still stands when it comes to the patience on the replay.
And don't look now. I mean, they still got a force. They still got these stingers coming up, and they're going to be able to find 2 out of it already. And now there's 2 players stuck over towards C-Link, and there's nothing they can do about it. Just completely overrun the B site.
Oh my.
No respect given.
Yeah, I mean, none
Able
whatsoever.
to win.
What in the world? Yeah, none whatsoever. That's honestly really, really impressive there. I mean, look, literally just they more or less just said, all right, you know what? We're just gonna run it down, say, hey, just go for it and do our thing, and they got it done. That's actually really impressive from them. So now we're all tied up here. Of course, these teams are looking to kind of get any sort of advantage, get any sort of momentum that they can. So now all of a sudden we take a look at the economy, and really these players, really the attacking side is in a situation where they're at a pretty significant eco advantage. We see some outlaws, we see Buckies, we see Aries, and obviously from the other side we are seeing Sheriffs and Classics. So
Yeah, deciding to slow it down just a little bit here. We saw the rounds prior how just fast that they wanted to take it. They sprinted it down the C side on the pistol. They sprinted it down the B side, and now they're just gonna play it slow and methodical. I mean, no reason not to. You're up against an eco. The last thing you want to do here is, you know, have a big blunder and end up losing some of these fights. But over at the C side, there's no utility really whatsoever. Just a Vice Flash to confirm, maybe just a little bit of positioning, but you know, none of these players deciding to move from the A site. So this should be a pretty easily handled C hit, as it's just a 2-on-5, and the 2 with only pistols.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a pretty good start right there on the. I mean, the reason we haven't even started, the spike's not even down. That's an interesting peak coming out there. You see a lot of these players just falling, and now all of a sudden, advantage comes in.
10 seconds left.
Defense, and time is ticking low, and
One enemy
to
remaining.
get planted, and there's
Spike
barely any
down,
time
C.
left. The tap of the spike is there. Players full blind, and
Can't die yet.
Divinity
So
finds
much
the kill
to do.
onto Nicketeer. And I mean, look, it was a close round, and I think that's honestly what we're gonna tend to see a lot of the time, kind of these
Gun
rounds
here.
coming down to the wire. But I mean, ultimately, like it was down to really the util usage there, right? Like the use of the blind,
Now we win.
and all that stuff. And I think that's actually a really important point that I'm gonna be looking for going forward in this half.
I'm not entirely sure what happened. There was just so much hesitation to get into that C site that with such little time, you can't afford to have those hesitations. And I mean, that's exactly why. You had no time left to try and plant the spike, so you started to rush in mindlessly with not much of a plan, it seemed. And being able to hard punish that is going to be Empire Redux, the Farius. A brilliant opener onto Nicketeer.
Bring them down.
Yeah, definitely a brilliant opener right there, and that's gonna actually kind of flip the script a little bit in terms of kind of who has the advantage when it comes to the attack here. Oh, wait a minute, hold on, Showstopper's coming out. Let's see if it ends up getting anything, and it does. Sun will fall, but the trade is there.
Where are
What
you?
a crazy set of kills there as the spike is down, and now all of a sudden the retake in full force right now. Two
One
players
enemy
left, and they are
remaining.
100% isolated. Only one left to stand. The defuse coming out. Just Die already finds one, but the trade is instant. And what a retake there.
Yeah, brilliant 4K from the Farius, but I mean, you saw these flanks coming in, completely containing this entire squad over towards this A site. So being able to easily rotate over would be the rest of this Empire Redux squad to just make things so much easier for them. And if that's something that Nebula aren't gonna really, it's something that they have to be aware of, something that they have to be mindful of, because if not, these flanks can easily just continuously punish them over and over again. And a brilliant piece of utility combination. You saw the paranoia come through, you saw the C's, you saw the stun, and you can't do anything about it.
Not at all, and that was honestly some incredible stuff that we just saw. What in the world was that coming out from Nerve there? I mean, they just held that. They held their ground so well. I mean, the rest of the players couldn't even get out on Empire. Like, they literally, Nicketeer went out into Rebel, but the rest of the team literally couldn't do anything. The spam just came out, and they were more or less just sitting ducks in that situation, and that was so impressive coming out from Nerve.
A funny statistic, Yusula already has 10 assists. By the way, we're 5 rounds in. That's 2 assists per round on average so far. Meanwhile, on the flip side of things, it's just Zombie on the side of Nebula that has a single assist.
Oh no!
But,
timing.
yeah, a bit of a time, not gonna be able to
Absolutely insane timing.
not gonna be able to TP out in time. So no hesitation that time. And I feel like that might be the biggest issue, at least from what I've seen so far on this Nebula squad, is potential just hesitation to get out with the rest of the squad. But Duck looking to try and even things up. A bit of an awkward
This one's gonna happen at
spray.
all. Not at all, and Duck will fall, and looks like another one will. Oh my god, the trade almost coming out there. Yusola looking to just kind of chill, looking for the refrag, but it hasn't happened so far. But Lim with a great shot and a good opener for Empire onto the B site. Now
Spike
the
planted.
retake is going to be a lot more difficult. It's a 2v4 situation. Neferi is looking to get something here and equalize. Will find one, and it's a 2v3 situation now. Retake, like I said, in full force. Haunt comes out, spots out one player due to the shot that comes out, and Nightfall is available for Nefarious as well, but there's no way
One enemy
here.
remaining.
Zombie gets one though, and a second as well, and decides to save it right there for Empire. They get another one on the board, and that's 2-4, so trying to claw their way back here.
Lots of big ultimates online. You look over towards Empire Redux, you got the Nightfall, the Overdrive, the Steel Garden on the other side of things. You still got the Viper's Pit, their own Steel Garden, their own Nightfall. A lot of big time ultimates coming out here in round 7, and a big opportunity to try and swing this momentum back in the favor of Nebula, if they're able to succeed in doing so.
Yeah, I mean, it might be just a little bit difficult for Empire to kind of get back in this if Nerf really kind of just hold the line like they have been, but this might be dangerous. Magi actually finds one before getting triggered. That's actually a pretty good effort right there. But look how many ults are on the board. That's another thing to consider right now. There's 3 ults for Nerf, but the problem is really Empire has 4. I mean, and they've got some pretty high value ones as well. We see Steel Garden, Nightfall, we see the Pit available, so some pretty high value ults right here. Duck will grab some information there. Haunt scans them.
That Paranoia is able to push them back and buy just that much more time. Yeah, you still have Nicketeer all the way over towards the C site, but there's still all this utility that you gotta worry about. Still a Steel Garden on the other side of this for both ends. That flash just buying so much more time, because even after this ultimate goes off, yeah, you can try to TP in, but you have no weaponry.
30 seconds left.
The counter ultimate coming through Divinity QT. It's so awkward. It's so scrappy.
What is going on? Absolutely insane stuff on that entry right there that was just that has been completed. So many ults being exchanged right now. Time running low, and the Pit is down.
Spike
Comes out.
One
The
enemy
Pit
remaining.
finds 2. There's no
One
way
enemy
from
remaining.
Duck, but Zombie finds 3 of their own. A 1v1 situation down to the clutch, and Nefarious finds it. And Nerf find another round as they grab that defuse, and 2-5 is the score. Absolutely incredible stuff from Nefarious to keep that composure there in the midst of the chaos.
I want to talk about a big ult round. How about Viper's Pit, both Nightfalls, both Steel Gardens, and still it's Empire Redux to come out on top. Beautifully played, but I mean, what in the world was that spray from Duck? Through the Pit, saw they saw Just Die already go back into the Pit, and that's what caused them to try and spam. And through the spam, through the fog of war, was able to spam out Ninja McKinley inside that Viper's Pit and drop it on the spot.
That is so impressive there to have the awareness of kind of where to spam there, and to be able to get 2 on top of it. That was just honestly insane. Yeah, so some huge value there out from Duck, and I mean, even like I said, there's so many ults that round. Now each team has 1.
It seemed like much of a flank wall or anything being thrown out from Nebula. Duck, you got a lot on your plate there. You don't have your teammates' Paranoia to help you out this time around, like you did the round prior. With this utility coming out, holding this close angle, does have the fast lane to get out. Gonna be able to buy a bit of time. He's just gonna be able to catch him, but still living. That's the most important thing.
Very, very true. Again, hold the site, make sure they're playing their life, and that's the important part. Prowler comes out. This is great information, though, coming out from Empire. They're really just methodically
30
clearing the
seconds
site
left.
as best as they can.
Spike
There are
planted.
players over here towards the door that are
Sola just
trying
whipped in
to get
main.
something. Another spam kill. And Nefarious, the peaks out of the smoke are there. And here comes the retake attempt. Now, men advantage for
One
Nerve
enemy
as they look to continue on their warpath. And they do. 6-2 now. That's 3 on the round.
It's a little
Maggi,
bit
that's-
scary
Oh
for
my
a
God.
moment. Yusola whiffed a bit over towards main, and that was able to not only hit a player disadvantage, but also that's a gun on the floor for Nebula to be able to pick up. Unfortunately for them, not able to really capitalize off of it, but breath of fresh air potentially here for the side of Nebula as they finally have another round with lots and lots of weaponry going into it. They're almost back to a Nightfall again after using it just 2 rounds earlier.
Yeah. I mean, look, that, and again, these ultimates, like the ultimate economy is like an entirely separate one from the normal gun economy that you would think of. Really, actually, an interesting dynamic that we.
Wait a minute, look at this ultimate over towards
What
Spawn.
is going on?
Bring them down.
Oh my!
Nicketeer finds 2 off of it.
No shot. That wait, okay, that's insane from Nicketeer that they were able to get 2 off of that, and they actually are gonna look for more here, just chilling in the smoke. Could actually see some more spam here, but no way this timing happens. Duck looking back at just the right time, and it looks like Empire is just gonna head right over towards the C site. They're 100% aware of this. Wall gets tripped. Wait, never mind. I'm lying. Wait, the Vice is dead. Okay, interesting. I actually, no, that took me for a loop. I still saw it there. I was like, what in the world?
Spike planted.
That's gonna pretty much just force Duck to go ahead and save. Smart decision here, even though their economy really is pretty solid right now. Honestly, I wouldn't even
activated.
blame Duck for wanting to go for this, but I'm just gonna try to play it smart.
You still have Nefarious still only on 50 creds. Yes, Definity QT with 5,200 to his name, and that's before getting the that's before getting the credits after the round loss in general. But it's still a little bit better play. Safe than sorry. Get that weapon going into the next round. Be able to, get the economy still on safe footing, but. I mean, we gotta go back to Nicketeer's ult. Just ulting over towards the defender's spawn, not only sticking it, but finding 2 and giving a free C site for the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the rotations honestly are a really important aspect of this right now, especially given the fact that it's a 3-site map. If Empire can manage to find a pick and just have success on maybe like a default or something, or even a fake, rotating is really powerful, just given the fact that really Nerve is going to have a pretty difficult time right now figuring out in that situation who is, who's where.
Without a doubt.
I don't know what we're seeing right now. Early presence over towards C, but they literally instantly just cut noise and kind of reset their spread a little bit. We see the defense kind of doing the same in this situation. And see a lot of these players who were on C are kind of just pivoting towards the B site, trying to hold the line, make sure that they're ready for any push. But as a matter of fact, yeah, we're actually going to see another rotation over towards A. So they are really, honestly, Nerve is somewhat ready for this hit.
Yeah.
Cover going
I
out.
mean, they've already had such a strong defensive half, and through the thorns, Definity QT gonna be able to find a credit for that kill. Be able to swing out of the smoke and find another.
Down A.
Insane stuff right there, and the showstopper doesn't seem to really get much right now at all, and Duck actually lands the kill to boot.
30 seconds left.
Insane stuff. That plan is going to come down from Empire, but it's a 2v4. This retake looking pretty swell right now for Nerve. In a pretty comfortable position, but it all could change. Doesn't look like it's going to, though. Divinity finding the 3rd on the round, and Just Die Already is in a world of pain right now. One more back sight. The last kill is claimed, so Nerve now finding themselves 4 up here as they grab that defuse.
I mean, Whew.
Quick aim.
I think a
Mix
7-3 start on
complicated.
defensive half Lotus is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I'd say so. It speaks to their confidence, right? Like, I mean, like, we obviously, like, this was Empire's pick, and so I'm sure they were somewhat confident that, you know, in their ability to for being on either side. But the fact that they're down like this on their map pick on the favorable side is actually it's a little bit nerve-wracking, right? You've got to start thinking like, hey, I mean, do we need to reset? Do we need to take a timeout? And I think that would honestly be warranted at this point, just to reset a little bit and come up with some different ideas.
I'm still astonished that they haven't taken the timeout yet. I mean, you're down 7-3, not only on your own map pick, but also on attack side Lotus. You know, an infamously attack-sided map, and it just feels like no matter what they try, just nothing's gonna be able to work for them.
Yeah.
You see Ducks already like pushed all the way up through A main, so they have all the information in the world right now, so they have no idea that they're really as pinched as they are right now.
Right. And that's the problem, right? That obviously there is a wall there, so realistically you can't take too much map space there, but there's enough control gained and information gained from the defense to know that there's no one pushed up A, and that alone is extremely valuable. So now these players should be aware that this hit is coming from B. Paranoia comes out, and there's actually some decent delay here coming out from the attack. We see the snake bite there, and that's a great peek coming out from Lim. These trades are actually pretty effective at the moment. It's a 3v3 now, but Spike isn't even down right now. Still Garden coming out as well.
13 seconds left. Plant will go down
10 seconds
uncontested.
left.
Divinity QT running all the way back over to the seaside for just a moment, but that might just give them the gap that they
No
needed.
way. Wait, Divinity takes a 1 there. Had a teammate behind them, but that's a crucial blunder right there. The teammate reloaded, and that's a great kill. It's a great start from Usola. Another player spotted out. We could potentially see a kill here. That's great from Nefarious, but that is excellent team play to close it out. And Nerve find themselves up 8-3 in the second to last round of the half. What an incredible retake there.
Last
Nebula
round before the switch.
Surge is so unbelievably locked in right now. Perfectly playing off of each other with flying colors. And makes it look easy. I can tell you right now, that level of coordination and synergy is not very easy to come by, no matter where you look. And so for them to be able to, I mean, it's no surprise that, you know, when you're looking at rounds like that, even after a blunder, to stay calm, stay cold, stay collected, and still come out with a round win means everything. And again, you see the space taken all the way up through A, not even a single bit of presence. So one player can just walk up, and that's an entire third of the map that you don't got to worry about anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this right here has been such an impressive... It seems as though no matter what Empire does, even if they gain access to the site, it really just looks like Nebula Surge are so capable of and confident in their ability to retake. And look at these players, they're coming in, they're converging from so many different sides. One player falls, Nicket's here looking to hold the line. Operator in play. The flick coming out.
It's
This
so
is rough.
awkward.
That is so rough. It is so awkward indeed. And Wall gets tripped. Another
planned for them.
kill. It's definitely not planned for them at all. And they have the man advantage as well. And Divinity lands the last two from the players over in heaven, and Nebula Surge gain themselves a hefty round advantage coming into the next half, 9-3. Incredible stuff, and now they find themselves with at a crazy advantage coming into the attack side.
I mean, yeah, the score says 9-3. It felt a lot more one-sided than 9-3. Let me tell you that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you're just looking at that last round alone. One of the most awkward fights I've ever seen. Ends in a round win. Over towards B main. No one able to hit a shot and still being able to recover, being able to pick themselves back up. I mean, if you're an Empire Redux fan, you better start believing in curses right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if there was a time for the 9-3 curse, to come into effect, it would be right now. I mean, I'm sure Empire is hoping on a prayer at the moment. But we actually see, and it's all really going to depend on their strategy here. The Prowler actually gets one, but doesn't spot out the second player. And this is an excellent bait here, but the spam still comes out. So they honestly are 100% aware of this possibility. But that's 2 kills instantly from Zombie. Insane stuff. And they hear the reload coming out from C Mount and are just going to chill over there. So now all of a sudden, Empire are the ones with some excellent info.
Yeah, pushed on their back heel. Nebula to try to do the best they can. I mean, it was a great trap play over towards B main. You had Nicketeer slowly cross over, and you put 2 more players in front to fight it, you know, to try to bait out a little bit. Even though Nebula was aware of it, the spam through the box, Nicketeer still stands alive and was able to get the paranoia out as well. And that's what really was that's what allowed Zombie to be able to get those 2 picks in the first place. It's the team play. It's really the team play when it gets down to it. And that's exactly what you need to win a game like this.
100%. And I really do think that these players, when you're at a caliber like these players are, they end up getting so much more effective in their ability to trade. Haunt is going to be broken, and Usola fearing for their life there as they got scanned by it, but just barely gets out, and that spike will come down. So good so far, really, just to even get the spike down in the first place. Ice wall is around and it does get tripped, but all 3 of these players are just chilling here. Literally, like, Ninja McKinley was just straight up stuck in the vines there. Retake attempt now. Magi trying to get something. Oh! Grab it with the headhunter. Insane stuff. The clutch.
That's a 3
to
on 5.
extend the lead. What?
No words. That's a 3 on 5. Yeah, you had 2 players stuck because of the vines there, but I mean, you have to wonder. You're up 3 on 5. The last thing you want to do is spread out with each other, and well, that's exactly what they did, and that's exactly how they ended up losing such an unfortunate round. The Force coming out again, a nice shot on the Ninja McKinley. And I mean, well, we've seen them win the Force before.
Absolutely. And we know all these players are mechanically capable. We know that so well. Just, you know, because of the fact that, like, shots like that from McKinley, it speaks to these players' mechanical ability. But really, that is not the only thing that is going to win the game. Ultimately, it comes down to the team play, like you said. It comes down to the overall, the synergy between all the players, their mental, all those things play a factor. And I feel like that is really going to be tested here coming into the series, just given that it's a best of 5. So I'm excited to see how that ends up playing out here. See Solo with the Bucky just pretty much chilling out.
Ooh, look at the timing and attack respawn right now.
Uh-oh.
You have Nicketeer going to be able to sneak past that trip because the chamber's down. And they might be able to just pick off Divinity QT in the back of the head, but Divinity is wise to it. Zombie 100%. A lot on their plate, but they're able to get 1, and that's more than enough that you realistically need here. But these Stingers, the Specters, anything you can muster up.
No way. This Bucky putting in so much work right now. A 1v1 situation. Nisola trying to get the plant down and to pull out the Bucky again. We might just see a timing here, but Ninja McKinley finds the kill with the Sheriff to close it out and potentially provide a lifeline for Empire here.
Yeah, that's a lot of weaponry that was going down. 2 Bulldogs, Spectre, Bucky. That's a pretty decent dent into the economy, but still, you see some hero rifles coming out potentially. Nefarious with the Bulldog. You got Usola with a Phantom. Maybe deciding against it. Yes, they will. They will decide against it. But decide to take a save. You're up 10-4. No reason to try and destroy your own economy right now. But
no more
do see an outlaw coming out here for the chamber. A bit of Guess that would be the hero rifle in this scenario.
Where are you?
If you're not careful, especially towards these long angles over towards C that they are trying to take, can end up disastrous.
Disastrous is definitely the right word there. Trying to creep up here over into C Mound and just kind of trying to deny as much info as possible. They actually, okay, well, they grab the orb, and ultimately that is going to be the indicator that the hit is coming through. But there's literally only 2 players in right now. Ninja McKinley finding one off that entry, off the back of the TP. They are going to back off. Nicketeer, though, staying on the site, has the outlaw in hand, shooting the next shot, and the flood is already in motion here. Lim and Zombie putting in work, and now the site hit is absolutely fallen apart here.
Yeah, not much invested into it other than an outlaw, but still gonna be able to buy up next round. The spam through the smoke, gonna be able to confirm the flawless round. And there's a decent amount of ultimates coming up kind of soon. Zombie is 1 away from that Nightfall, and on the flip side, 2 off the Tour de Force, but that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of ultimates in play here, other than those.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, I think, yeah, I mean, obviously Nightfall is a huge one. We see the pit coming up somewhat soon for Ninja McKinley, just given the fact that they've gotten so much value from the kills over the past few rounds. We've seen them go absolutely insane. But like you said, yeah, Tour de Force is maybe really the only ult that is kind of close to coming online here for the side of Nebula, and kind of a dangerous thing, right? Obviously momentum is so palpable in this game, and of course Empire right now hoping that they could take advantage, as much advantage of that as they can.
Yeah, looking for the wall, can't really find it. Yusola's gonna be able to shear it though.
Very true. I say there's only 1 player on this C site right now. The smoke does get thrown, but it just looks like Empire is gonna look to play retake on this site. And what a shot from Duck, knowing exactly what to pre-fire there, and is actually just gonna stay in B. The team faking C right now, but Nicketeer is still on the site, just anchoring. Paranoia comes out, and a weapon recovered here. And these players are all over it. They may choose to pivot once more. Yeah.
It's just kind of ring around the rosy. It's like playing the game of tag. It's just, no one's able to catch up to each other. But eventually it finally ends over towards this B site. McKinley is gonna have to try to take an awkward duel here.
No way, Duck. Absolutely incredible stuff. 3 on the round, and there's only 2 left now, so things have certainly fallen apart thus far for Empire. Ninja McKinley giving away information, giving away location over at the door. Last one standing. Magi cleans it up, and that's going to be 11-5. So we're drawing ever closer to a first round victory, stealing away potentially the map pick from Empire.
I mean, it's not even just the map pick as well. I mean, you had 2 bans going into it for Empire. They had 2 bans going into it, and to lose your own map pick in a fashion like this is definitely far from preferred. We'll see if they're going to be able to try and bounce back, try to salvage just a little bit of this map. But it's going to be difficult.
Definitely true. And another thing to consider is kind of the mental implications on a situation like this. If Nebula end up coming out on top in this map, it's going to be a little bit demoralizing for Empire, just given the fact that, like you said, this is their map pick. This is a map that they seem confident on, and losing it in this way is certainly going to be just a little bit heartbreaking, certainly a little bit tilting. So they've just got to keep their composure. They've got to reset for the next map. It's a best of 5. There are so many more opportunities for them. Nicketeer does find one, though, and equalizes the count. It doesn't really matter too much. It looks like, at least at the moment, that the site hit is coming over towards A right now. These players looking to head over really quickly. Nicketeer gets another, though, spotting out the player. The trade is there, though. Now a 3v3 as the spike goes down.
Duck has one off of this overdrive. Well, you got it now, but no longer in the round. 3-on-2 retake, and they're completely pinched. You got Zombie coming from main. You got Lim coming from up heaven. Alongside Just Die Already. It's gonna have to be some crazy aim duels.
One enemy remaining.
That's a great start, and that's a one taken. Divinity finding
No
pick,
charges.
and now it's a 1v2 situation. These players are trying to play trade. It's not gonna happen though. Lim completely aware of the positioning. Just Die Already grabs that defuse.
I don't lose.
And Empire bring themselves a 6th round in the cards, looking to make that dream of the 9-3 curse come true.
Yeah, I mean, a valiant effort from Divinity QT. You saw the shear getting placed onto the site, and what that does is either force one or both players into your crosshair, or in a better case, to separate them. And unfortunately, they were dealt the former, but I mean, it was still a great idea that I haven't really seen before.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. There's so much util being thrown right now from the side of the defense, and that's honestly going to trigger a pretty fast push onto
They
A.
faked the Omen ult.
100%, but the problem is Just Die Already is literally just chilling here. There's zombies on their way already, and so is the Viper. So there's so many players that are already on their way over to the site. Steel Garden, though, is going to get popped, but Zombie ready and waiting. Grabs 2 and is low now, but the spam comes out. Yasola gets 1 kill. These players are so apt at trading right now. TP comes out and gonna gain access to the site, but no one is really there to help at the moment. No one else is home on the site, ready to trade. Yasola pretty much just chilling here in the corner.
Them going into pit is a pretty big commitment as well. You already got 3 players here, and you can't really
Find you.
escape, but that might bring a
Shadows traveling.
potential false sense of info. There's still
30
2
seconds
players
left.
deep towards main, so breaking that haunt might give them a little bit of a different idea. Yusola can very easily find a double. Zombie on such little HP, the plant comes down, but that commitment from Lim seems to have paid off.
Enemy remaining.
Absolutely, and only 1 left to stand here. Gonna be Magi trying to get something here. TP comes out. We see a peek, a 1v2 situation now with Zombie literally sitting at 1 health, but still grabs the kill at 5 HP, 3 on the round. And their patience and discipline over in heaven paid off in dividends. As it looks like Empire extend their chances here, extend their opportunities, and now they've established a decent amount of momentum. And things are looking not necessarily scary thus far for Nebula, but certainly looking up for Empire.
And you got big ults coming back up. You got the overdrive. You got the nightfall. You got the showstopper in the Viper's pit. Big ult round, big swing of momentum. And if you're going to be able to pull out a round win here on the defense, Empire Redux can still very well be into this game. And I mean, with a double opener like that, almost a third.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do not speak too soon. A 2v3 situation now. And yes, absolutely, Empire have themselves an advantage in terms of manpower, but this is still 100% winnable for Nebula Surge. They have, we've seen them do crazier things. Zombie, though, looking get something here, looking for these kills. What a crazy peak, but it does not matter at all. Zombie grabs that kill. What a crucial one to get. From the shadows getting popped here on the Vice site, but the plane is coming down. I don't think they're aware of the positioning at all, but Just Die Already whips the shot. It's absolutely devastating, and the Nightfall comes out. And yes, it will absolutely track Yasola, who is now completely unable to hear, has the smoke in hand, and the spam coming out here. Decay ready, potentially willing to just sit in the smoke here, looking for the timing, but will not get it. Empire clawing their way back, putting in the work, and showing their resilience here on defense.
profound. I mean, very, very aware. Just already sitting on that A site, ready and waiting for that plant to come through, that ultimate play. And unfortunately not going to be able to deny it, which forces Zombie to invest the Nightfall there to confirm the round, which less than ideal. That's a major ultimate out, especially after a Razor that didn't get any value after an unbelievable shot plucks them out of the sky.
Retrieving thorns.
So that's two major ults out in a round that, well, potentially you didn't necessarily need to use either. We'll see how much that's really going to affect it, but nevertheless, Empire Redux have won 6 of the last 7 rounds. Excuse me, 5 of the last 6 rounds. They're looking to make it 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, this one is getting a little bit scary now, all of a sudden, for Nebula Surge. And of course, they hope to try to just find something. I mean, we talked about timeouts earlier for Empire. It's not completely out of the question to just kind of pause a little bit now from the side of Nebula. I would completely understand that. What a shot from Divinity. Completely aware of Lim's position there, and grabs another absolutely insane stuff. Nightfall comes out, and it's definitely going to scan that defender on the site. With the Arc Rose getting plenty of value there. And Ninja McKinley grabbing another one, but Divinity has got something to say about this momentum that we've seen from Empire, and now it's a 1v2. Let's see if Nicketeer can do something here, though, in the 1v2 situation. Still guarding getting popped, is not going to find a single thing. Nicketeer does have plenty of util to spare, has the smoke, is going to send it, but also has that paranoia, which could be absolutely devastating.
Last player standing.
And what a shot, Nicketeer.
He's got a smoke.
Absolutely.
Shadows.
Arcros comes out, gonna smoke the spike right there. Paranoia comes out, and I think it's actually gonna scan the player. And they actually don't look in the right direction. Divinity falls, and Nicketeer saves the round, able to grab the defuse with only 3 seconds left. The clutch. Continuing their streak. What in the world is this?
An unbelievable time to come alive. Not even to come alive. He's been alive this entire map so far. What an unbelievable time for a clutch like that to come through. Both players separating themselves in a situation that maybe not exactly necessary, but despite the unfortunate outcomes, you saw Lim trying to trip that wall that Divinity QT placed over towards A stairs, but the thorns, the razor vines there, made them unable to fully jump all the way out, and that sound cue got them the spam off to fall. So now they're trying to slam this A site after losing 4 unanswered.
Yeah, and even this situation right here, even getting into a situation where you have the site but did not happen to get any sort of picks whatsoever can be really dangerous, because now all of a sudden it's a 5v5 retake. 1 kill, 2 found for Maggi, and the trade is there, but the damage has already been done. Nebula finding themselves in a decent position, but Nicketeer once again has something to say. Wall getting tripped, and oh my goodness, an absolute warpath now in a 1v2 situation. Once again, Zombie with the most to do, and it will not happen this time. Nebula find themselves at match point, breaking that winning streak coming out from Empire Redux. And I mean, it has to be said, Jace, Nicketeer, Zombie, these two players, these top 2 players from Empire Redux have just gotten so much value off their utility, gotten so much value off of their positioning in these rounds. Just die already, despite the KD, has done incredible when it comes to holding sites. All these players have just really stepped up in this half.
One thing I want to mention, Lim maybe potentially getting a little bit too antsy on that retake. You saw the shear was blocking off the entry from that A main onto the site, and that left Zombie alone, stranded and unable to help the rest of their squad. If maybe it was slightly slower, slightly toned down, and both those players were able to cross at the same time, it could have been an unbelievably different round.
Absolutely. And even just looking into this round, we're seeing a lot more of a defaulty look here Kind of just trying to switch it up and be a little bit unpredictable here. Potentially just trip this Vice Wall early, maybe. But look at how many players are on B right now. They are 100% ready for this. We may actually see some aggression come out here.
Yeah, the Omen Paranoia is in hand. They're just ready and waiting for it. Defending QT, no cavalry there whatsoever. They're trying to help them out. Gonna be able to find one. It's awkward. The trade is there and the numbers back on the even.
Oh, goodness. And now all of a sudden, this really hasn't caused anyone on A to move, especially not just die already, but seemingly kind of strangely, they will fall here. Shots coming out, and Nicketeer's now going to be at 21 HP. Plant coming out, all of a sudden, Yasola will find the kill, and now things are real dangerous for Empire. They find themselves on the precipice of losing their first map. Ninja McKinley, the last one to stand in between Nebula and their first victory of the series. Will they be able to get it done? That's a great start. The Regen Shield is in play. Orb is also there as well, and it is going to go up. Spam coming out from these players, and they're just going to wait here. And that is going to do it right there. Absolute incredible showing despite from both teams, despite Empire's attempt at a comeback. I mean, Nebula Surge did incredible there, just especially in that first half of the game, and they can What an incredible map that we just saw, Jace. If that's not a great start to the series, I don't know what is. Absolutely some incredible stuff there that we saw from Nebula, but even from Empire, like they kept it despite the round differential at the half. We talked about the curse and everything. The curse almost came to fruition. I mean, like it was incredible. So great resilience from Empire. It gives us kind of a taste of what we can probably expect coming in the rest of the series.
Yeah, it was. I mean, even if the first half definitely didn't feel like it, you got it down towards the second half. It was so much more closely contested. Nebula Surge was able to get a little bit of revenge back, at least for the moment, for that upper bracket loss, as we are going to head into Corrode shortly. And this is the map where last time these two played, it was in that upper bracket. It was just 1 week ago, and it was a 17-15 victory in favor of Empire Redux. A very, very close map, and I'm very excited to see, well, are things going to change? Are we going to see the same comps? The strategy is going to change at all? And most importantly, are we still going to have a closely contested game like that last one was?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was closely contested in the slightest. I mean, ultimately, I really do think one important point that I kind of want to take note of when it comes to the previous map, when it comes to Lotus that we just saw, is Nebula's ability to retake. We saw that, like, especially in the first half, was a big part of the reason why they ended up getting such a big round advantage coming into the next half. I think their retakes were incredible. They knew exactly when to kind of push forward and take a little bit of space and aggress, and they knew exactly when to back off and play for their advantage. So that was an incredible time. But we are just about ready to get into agent select for Corrode, the next map in the series. And as we see here, these teams are. I'm actually seeing a Sage come out. Wow. Okay, that's a little bit surprising on this map.
Yeah, I mean, nothing that we haven't exactly seen before. The one thing that would change, the only possible change would be Ninja McKinley not playing Viper. If not, then it would be the exact same compositions that both of these squads played the last time, excuse me, that they faced off against each other. So looks like we're just going to be seeing more of the same. So, I mean, there's a lot of intricate things that you can do with a Sage Wall on this map. I know Grim has been having a lot of fun in ranked on
Oh, yeah.
on this
Oh,
map with
yeah.
some of the stage walls. I don't believe we're going to be seeing anything quite like that, but there's still some funny, wacky stuff that you might be able to do with some of the stage walls if they're really feeling, into it, or maybe even possibly in an act of desperation with some of the walls that I've seen. But I mean, I think more importantly, one of the big ones that you see a decent amount of people try to do, is boosting in bottom mid when you're on the attacking half, using that stage wall to boost on the boxes all the way back down the bottom mid and seeing over a lot of the default smokes that teams like to throw at both top and bottom mid, whatever, for both the attack and defense side of things. So being able to see over that, that can give a pretty good advantage, especially with how important it is to try and control mid on a map like Corrode, where, the fastest rotations, without a doubt, are going to be through that mid space.
Yeah, definitely true. And the other crucial thing that you mentioned, you were kind of talking about Sage a little bit ago, right? I think the other thing about that is the lack of a flank watch, right? That's a really important point to make, because of the fact that these players, they will take advantage of that instantly. They will take note. I'm sure that Nebula has already taken note of the fact that there's a Sage present on the other side, and say, hey, I mean, they've got to either dedicate someone to consistently watch flank, or it's going to be a crucial point to exploit. So let's see how they kind of get into that. Any more action left to come here? Pistol round in the cards. Of course, Nebula looking to continue their winning streak here.
Toxin screen down.
The entry comes out.
A lot of space instantly taken, and yeah, no way anyone's gonna be able to stop this plant. So you're not even 20 seconds into the round, and well, you got a 5v5 retake on your hands. A brilliant shot of the Ninja McKinley, though. That's a great start to it. A brilliant lurk through mid, just died already, though, is gonna be able to get the swift trade.
Yeah, that definitely right there was impressive. More shots being exchanged here, though. Now it's a 2v2 situation, but the Sage wall is huge. It's getting broken, but there's a player in heaven.
One enemy remaining.
Another one that's healed, and what a shot from Usola. Just barely able to break that Sage wall in time. And there we go. Nebula find themselves up one round. They claim the pistol. I mean, that was pretty much as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, even if there was even if you still had a tech lead defuse, I mean, that was unbelievable. I like how you had the lurk over through mid coming from bottom mid. You had 4 players run out towards B, and well, looks like you're going to be seeing 4 players run out B on the other side of things, on the defensive side. Just slowly walking down, throwing that same Viper wall to just, fake a little bit of presence. But after 3 players spotted over towards A, Zombie with a lot on their plate, with no help, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, somehow getting 1 out of it.
Yeah, right. That classic is can be quite effective at times, but we actually look over here. There's a triple flank going on. At least that's what it seems like. They may just trying to be scale up mid and head over into link. Actually, wait, yeah, no, there's 2 of these players choose to go towards flank. They're actually going to go together. They're going to trip that vice wall. So they will be aware of it. But the play here is to have Nicketeer potentially just play for the trade over in link. And I'm not sure if they're going to be aware of it. 1 found, and yeah, 100%. Nicketeer is 100% able to get something, but dies while preparing the paranoia. Yusola will find that last kill. Fairly clean anti-eco there for Nebula, but of course, could have been cleaner. Empire Redux now looking to stabilize on this bonus round here.
Little bit of body shooting from Usola there at the end. Maybe, tensions, grand finals, tensions definitely a little bit high, but yeah, I do like that play from Nicketeer. Effectively smoking himself off in connector, but when that smoke comes up, everyone thinks, okay, surely they have to be coming from main if they're going to just smoke off something like that. But instead, he's going to be able to pop out and get another weapon out of the hand. Zombie
Revealing area.
bit of a very brave move
no.
there. The spam, however,
my.
won't land a kill.
Yeah, we may see a flood here potentially from the defense. Just Die already finds one onto Duck, and the Furious may look to grab the trade here fairly early on. One found and will not get the second. So now a 2v3 situation as Divinity happens to find one as well. And now there's only one player here. Divinity looking to head over down mid. I don't know if they're going to be aware of this in
Last player
particular.
standing.
Yusola somehow finding two. And now all of a sudden the tables have turned from the shadows
we
getting
see-
popped. But there's a player
TP
that's close
over
by. The TP to the site that the player's on.
Are they going to be
What is
expecting
going
to be
on?
here so fast?
I don't think
No.
so.
One enemy remaining.
No! And Ninja could potentially save it here. Thorns getting activated. That's gonna delay just a little bit, but I don't think Ninja knows where the player is either. I don't think they're aware at all. And May tried to defuse. No way! Didn't even check the spike at all. The clutch from Ninja McKinley to somehow claim that bonus for Empire Gaming. That again was about as close as it gets. I mean, it was rough.
Obligatory pros don't fake. But I mean, I think 99.9% of every player in the world would have just tapped in that situation. It's a 1v1, you have no info, no way you try to stick, there's too many angles to watch, and that's the only way you win, is the spike not getting checked. An unbelievable scene. Not to mention that, you know, leading up to that, there was the double spray down from Yusola, who was stranded on A with the spike. Just unbelievable scenes.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable scenes is right. And speaking of that, we are seeing so many picks just go back and forth here, and two players equally, almost equally low here on both sides. And that's gonna be, that's a pretty crucial res right there. Huge advantage of having a Sage in the first place. The real question is
timing.
Oh my god, that's a crazy timing. And Duck has 3 on the round right now. And off the back of the res, there's a man advantage right now for Empire.
Spike planted.
Aggressive positioning from Duck
Not ready
might,
yet. Cover going out.
you know, it might end up biting them because Yusola is now completely stranded alone on the site. Gonna have to try to do something to get out here. Gonna be able to find one, and that's gonna bring so much pressure off the shoulders of this squad.
100%.
Now you have the
Actually, see another
positional
fighting
advantage.
too.
Player standing.
No way.
It's
But
not
now
playing
Duck
from again.
is sitting at barely any HP and takes fall damage, but it does not matter. Duck with a 4K and a headshot through the wall to claim the first gun round for Nebula. And this is one of the most back and forth beginnings to a game I've seen in a while, Jade. I mean, like, this is insane.
That Viper orb lineup just missed from Ninja McKinley. That normally goes over towards the A site to block off the sight line from main and connector. That could end up being a bit disastrous here, especially when you see this lean over towards this A site. I mean, it's a game of pixels. I mean, I was gonna say it earlier. It's a game of pixels with just how, one, Duck was able to spot out the gun barrel and get the kill to win the round, and two, the lineup missing. So now they're gonna have to force a Omen smoke out. Oh, that's the opponent's Omen smoke.
Absolutely. Bucky getting spotted out there, so now they're kind of aware of the possibility of some of these players playing close.
Okay.
But Nefarious grabs a kill. Yeah, you've got to be kidding me. That's a Valorant moment if I've ever seen one. 3 players flanking from B, and 3 of them fall. Only 1 left to stand now, and that's the Bucky player over on A. And they know, they 100% know Nebula is gonna book it over towards the B site.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, they can also farm these orbs a little bit longer. Duck 1 off of that overdrive Divinity QT after this play. It's going to be 1 off the Sealed Garden. So now we're going to go into this next round. Now you got to worry about playing to protect the orbs on defense. Not only protecting the site, but protecting the orbs, because it's Two of these players just went away from a major round-changing ultimate. If they're going to be able to get it off. So, Zombie now just left alone to try and scrap up maybe a kill, maybe two. Get some weaponry out of the hands, make it hurt, make it expensive.
I mean, this is... Zombie's trying, but not much to be done at all. And Nefarious cleans up that last kill. And like you said earlier, there's some disrespect coming out here. It's getting a little bit louder.
Let's see. Lineup gonna be successful this time? Yes, it will. So a very strong orb is built to block off the sight lines because it's very, very easy to play around that as a defender, but also especially for the retake. Especially for the retake if you have players flanking, which, you know, with the composition, with a Sage and such like this, you're probably going to want to be fighting together as a team and going on those flanks, especially in positions like mid, as, well, you see Lim already walked completely down it.
Toxin screen down.
Very, very true. And
Face your fear!
it looks like the sight hit is... Oh no, this spam could be real dangerous right now. Obviously, Ninja is vulnerable, but they actually spawned a player, doesn't even get a kill. Oh no. That's a tragedy right there if I've ever seen one. Spike comes down and all of a sudden this retake gets a whole lot harder, a whole lot quicker. Lim on the flank here, but kind of being stopped by that wall.
They're just backing away and saving already. Zombie looking to maybe get a little bit of damage and kill or so, but they don't know that this Odin's online, so, you know, this could be a bit of valuable information if Sola decides to try and swing into it, which he does not. So the knowledge of... I don't think you can make that jump. You can't climb.
Almost out.
Oh my goodness.
Lim might be able to find something here if they creep ever so closer, but the information of an... wait, no, look at the...
They're so aware. No, they are so aware right now.
No, they don't!
No!
They have no idea!
What in the world?
What is this? What is happening? It's not even just the rounds that are happening, it's the rounds where they're saying where silly shenanigans and whatnot are still happening.
I mean, that's hard to make up right there. I can't even lie to you. That's insane. I mean, hey, I guess give really, honestly, give Nebula credit for not overextending right there, being aware that they may be playing for exits and just kind of playing their life there, because they didn't even lose a single player. That is I was gonna say that's a real dangerous way to get scanned right there.
They're gonna be able to break it. Now this own spam comes out, but
oh yeah, but that Steel Garden could come up huge, and Divinity QT gets a few. Spam comes out, and there is absolutely nothing left now to stop this push. The plant comes down.
I said it earlier, being able to farm those orbs, let Divinity QT build up that Steel Garden so fast.
Oh my.
Nice shot out of Lim, but Steel Garden coming up so fast, those round-changing ults, as I said earlier, and well, it comes into play this time as they played too far back, gave up that orb over towards the Nebula Surge, and they were able to capitalize on it so well.
Last player standing.
Oh my. Yeah, I mean, this is just simply rough right now at the moment for Empire, and it shows right now, certainly more so, way more so than Lotus, that this is Nebula's map pick. They know exactly what to do, exactly how to hit these sites. They are as confident, way more confident than we've seen them even beforehand.
I'm out of here.
Insane stuff. And yeah, I mean, looking at the ultimate economy, I think the one kind of point of solace right now is the fact that Empire do have a decent amount of ults online, 4 to be exact, but even on the other side there, Nebula have 3 of their own to use. Got the overdrive, they got the pit. So, of course, we'll have to see how those ults get exchanged here in the coming rounds. We're seeing a little bit more of a defaulty look here. Players just kind of creeping up mid, trying to take mid control. And Zombie not actually getting much info right now. They're just trying to play for it, and Divinity tries to catch them there. Thorns are coming out. And
Thorns down.
Gonna actually, it's broken before able to be popped. So Zombie able to drone out here, and it spots out a player. So just gonna have to hide in the cubby. Shock dart at the ready. It's not really gonna do much damage here.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Pitiful.
And what a shot from Nicketeer, and that's a good start. One Nebula player falls, of course. The site hit all of a sudden gets a little bit more complicated here. 2 players left to defend the A site. It looks like a little bit of a split here, but this is a crazy angle to take here. Nicketeer with a beautiful shot that takes out the Viper. So it right now is clinical. What a paranoia as well to blind out these players. The plant is gonna come down.
Spike
Spam
planted.
coming out, and yes, Spike is down, but there's still so much work left to do.
Yeah, and there's nowhere for them to really be able to go or hide. They're completely pinched from so far.
What?
Again, Usala with a double spray down.
No way, no way, no way! Divinity cleans it up! And Usola with the perfect distraction into the smoke. It breaks the crosshair away from one of the players, so they had a 1v1 isolated. What a smart play!
Thank you. It's the little things that really matter. And Usala, another double spray down. The one round so far that the one round so far that Empire Redux have been able to win was the stick in the face, the unbelievable stick. Oh my goodness, nothing is going right for Empire Redux, and everything is going right for the Nebula Surge. Ninja McKinley, you got a bit on your plate. Give the 5-1, but the quick trade.
Yeah, this is not looking too great right now for Empire. They're just in a situation where they can't seem to get a singular inch. And it looks like Nebula all of a sudden have access to the B site pretty much for free. Arc Rose getting popped, and Nicketeer looking to get something here, and Divinity is ready and waiting. Cleans up the last player, and it's 1-8, and it's
Assumptions will only get us.
The momentum is 100%. It's so one-sided right now.
You give them an inch and they will take a mile. How about that? 6 unanswered for the side of the Nebula Surge. We're looking at, you know, you're already looking towards the next map. You're already looking at putting this one behind you and deciding, okay, I guess reverse sweep it is then for this grand final. But it's just so oppressive, the things that the Surge have been able to do on this attack half. Lim finally gonna be able to get an opportunity to do something with this mid walk down, but instantly spotted out. Look at that teammate next to him though, so with this noise being made, they might not fully clear Zombie, and that's the one thing that they're gonna have to try and bank on.
100%. It has been so clinical. The C's comes out as well, and the player just completely caught out. Nothing for them to do whatsoever. I mean, it is so rough right now.
Have the Resurrection online if you can possibly refight into this mid space and get that res online, but just die already. Gonna be able to find one, back out, and that's a good amount of information that they just spotted out.
Absolutely, it's great info. And now all of a sudden, oh no, yeah, this Steel Garden is gonna be rough though. They break through the wall, but look at this positioning here behind it.
30 seconds left.
They're actually
Weird one to try and clear.
Oh my, Usola! No way! Snakebite comes out in the pit. That's gonna be a player vulnerable. Reloads the gun!
Spike planted.
And the Viper falls, so it is the pit. And now a 2v2 situation. There's absolutely no way! And they are continuing on their warpath.
I don't care, bro. Usola is that he is that guy. I don't know what else to say. You take down an ulti Neon into the redirect to just snap on the player coming out of defender spawn, and you're up 9-1. 19-4 is the scoreline for him, by the way. This isn't an entry duelist going crazy. This is an Omen, for the record, who is like consistently second, third, fourth player in. And is still, on multiple occasions, just doing the impossible and nothing less to get his team round wins.
They've made the impossible thus far come true. I mean, this is incredible work so far. Spam comes out. Nonder's Fury will get some value, but it doesn't seem to get anything else. And there's even a trade in play from Nefarious.
So has Resurrection online, so this spike does pivot over to the B side, which it currently is right now. If you're going to be able to get a little bit of the space in mid just for a moment, that's a res online. Get a man advantage back online. And that's a great agent to have back on the Neon. Run in, maybe play a bit of bait, and try and get this squad back out. But as this exit comes through, Ninja McKinley with too much on his plate.
Yeah, this is and look, this is thus far the best chance that Empire has had this entire time. And that right there is an ambitious TP. If there was someone peeking, surely would have been dead.
Planted.
That spike comes down, but oh my! Look at the rest from the
Player
Nefarious.
standing.
Incredible work in Zombie. Grabs the kill. 31 HP. Divinity, the last one to stand here. Now these players on Empire have to try to get something. They need to clear this methodically. The smoke comes out, spots a player out, spam comes as well. And one player found. Reload.
One bullet's all you need.
They get off the spike. And they know they're not on the spike right now. They can absolutely just play time. That smoke is gonna fade
left.
before anything can happen. There's none
left.
left. And the round has been thrown away. Another one claimed. It's 1-10. And I mean, even when
Last round in
Empire
the half.
gets so close, it's also yet it's so far as well.
Unable to do what Ninja McKinley could, and that was simply stick the spike. I know it had too little HP, so just the anxiety of just getting spammed off in a round that you know you just have to win, maybe be able to muster up a 9-3 half. You were able to come back a little bit on Lotus, and with a few mistakes that you think that you might have been able to remove to make that comeback possible. Instead, it's just something left to be desired. A what if left in your mind. It's a 5-man execute. An explosion coming out on A.
Yeah, and a great start. And this is even kind of where the strongest side of the map is. But these trades are coming out in droves right now. Nicketeer, though, holding the line, trying to maintain it, trying to get something for their team right now. The flank is already out, and now they're aware. Spam comes out here, but Yasola grabs the kill. Nicketeer 3 on the round now. Rez comes out, and these players are holding steadfast on A.
Scatter.
That Omen, that's what the spike. The Omen's got the spike.
Oh no. They're
not ready for it, though.
What is going on? The player with the spike.
Last player standing.
Well, you know where the last player lies now. Know that they have to have the spike.
Watching here.
But with a decent amount of time left, there is the
30
possibility
seconds
that they can go anywhere. So this could be an isolated 1v1 with Nicketeer, but how ready and aware are you instead deciding to smoke it off and forgetting about it?
We could potentially see a timing here out of this smoke.
Here.
Spike coming down as the time ticks low, and this TP comes out as well. But that's actually a great TP. Nicketeer is literally just still chilling in that corner. They're just gonna play for trade here. That's a smart decision, and Nicketeer playing patient, and it worked out in their favor. Rewarded for it. That's gonna be a 2-10 half. Still an absolutely devastating one for Empire, but I mean, look,
Switching sides.
they'll take anything at this point, 100%.
I need to know what Nebula Surge saw in their last VOD review and the previous map loss against these guys, the 17-15, because oh my goodness. That is an unbelievable swing to turn what a previous map loss against this squad with the same composition, the same everything, from a 17-15 loss to what is currently a 10-2 half.
Yeah.
They're hungry. They want that championship. They want that title to be able to call themselves champions. And they are not going to stop short at anything to get there.
Oh, yeah. They're certainly not going down without a fight. And it's shown thus far in Corrode. They look to finish the job. They've still got some left to do.
Popping through that Viper wall, there is going to be a lot of noise made, so it looks like we might just have another 5-on-5 retake once more. Spike going to be dropped over to Just Die already to be able to build up that resurrection immediately. Lim, what in the world is that?
My.
You fought well.
Yeah, all right.
This Spike is still walled off, though, so that's still a decent amount of time that you're going to be able to buy, and then the Spike playing in such a precarious situation, such a precarious spot that you can't really safely get someone to try and defuse on it. Wall's gonna go down. The trade is there.
Last player standing.
Oh no. Oh, well, I mean, what a retake right there. And yes, they got access to the site, but I think that's exactly the way that Nebula has wanted to play. Like, pretty much throughout this map and even last map, they've been so, like, they've been perfectly ready and willing to just play retake on these sites. So yeah, I mean, they continue along with that idea, that general philosophy. I really do think that Empire needs to try their best to play around that, to say, hey, we know these guys play for retake, let's try to play accordingly. Let's not like kind of use a ton of util to take the site, but let's save it for when they do their retake attempt. And it's little things like that when it comes to the macro that I really feel like they're lacking at the moment.
They're an unbelievably strong retake team. I mean, which shouldn't exactly come as a bit of a surprise to anyone, which is how coordinated they are.
Oh yeah.
Arius with that Ares, an intriguing buy. Let's see if Nicketeer is going to be able to do something about it. Awkward close quarters clearing. He'll be able to swing out. And that's two not looking at him.
Last player standing.
Only 4 bullets though. So there's just the double swing is all you need.
Oh my god. And
12 to 2. 10 in a row needed.
Not while I'm here.
It is looking so rough right now, Jason. Now Nebula on the precipice of getting themselves to a second map win and getting themselves to series point. That's dangerous.
Now we wait.
I said it. I mean, hey, might as well just start thinking about the next map. I mean, at this point, you're down 10. And I think it really might just be that sort of GG go next, potentially. Obviously, you don't want to just hand the round away and not try. No. But Lim gonna get spammed out. No,
down, mid.
it's Zombie the one that gets spammed out, despite Lim being the one that gets scammed.
Oh my.
Now you're left in a 4-on-3. Spikes in no man's land. You have no feasible way of being able to easily retrieve this. Lim is 10 HP. And with an unbelievable amount to clear.
All right, well, you know what? That's a good start, though. Great shot.
I don't think Nicketeer is really going to be able to reach his arm around the corner to be able to pick it up. So again, 10 HP, and you got an Ares on the other side. All it takes is just a little bit of spam.
I'll find you.
And you're donezo. Oh my goodness, look at that flank coming in from top mid though. Ninja McKinley, Divinity was watching this, and they looked away at the worst possible moment. Watch it for at least 20 seconds.
Oh, we got into that situation. Absolutely incredible.
But
And
damn,
Nebula
feels good.
take away Corrode 13-2. Much more of a statement than we saw on Lotus, and they are hungry, Jace. They are hungrier than I would have ever anticipated. another interesting game, maybe not for the right reasons if you are on Empire's side, if you're a fan of Empire. But I mean, all in all, you have to give a whole lot of credit, Jace, to Nebula. I mean, they did incredible right there. Just their resilience through and through, their discipline through and through. And they ended up coming out on top because of it. It was a 13-2 game. Incredible job on their part. And now all of a sudden they're in a situation where coming into Haven, it's looking real dangerous. Now all of a sudden Empire are gonna have to pull off the reverse sweep if they want any chance of winning here.
Yeah, I mean, coming off of not only just a 10-2 half, but just in general, a blowout loss is definitely not something that I think anyone can really be able to smile over. But, going into Haven, there's still an opportunity. There's still a chance they're going to need to win 3 maps in a row. And it's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. Last time these two teams played, they did play on Haven in the upper bracket final when Empire Redux won 2-0. Last time they played, it was a 13-7 victory for Empire. They ran the Neon Sova, Omen, Killjoy, Viper, and well, it doesn't look like things are going to change much on that side. On the flip side of things, over towards Nebula, you got the KO Cypher, Sova, Omen, Jet. Doesn't look like things are going to be changing over there anytime soon either. So it is still going to be very familiar territory going into this. But when last time we went into familiar territory, it ended up being a bit of a blowout.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, blow is an understatement. That was really rough. And Empire, all of a sudden, within this break time that they've gotten, need to go ahead, reset, or else. I mean, look, it's the last map. The pure honesty, they were frigid. They were frozen, right? They could not do. It seemed like they couldn't do anything, and a lot of that was simply just because of the fact that the Nebula had an answer to pretty much everything that they were doing. So let's see if it's going to be a repeat of last map. Let's see if it's not. This game is in the cards. And like we said, Haven is it's another 3-site map. So obviously Empire are kind of in a situation where I think that is kind of their best bet here. They want to bank on that. They're on the attack. So they have theoretically the advantage here coming into it, with it being a 3-site map. So yeah, I'm excited to see how they pull this one off.
Yeah, you see a heavy lean over towards the C side with the intriguing tripwire placement that I haven't really seen
Shadows traveling.
many times before. Divinity QT
Cover going out.
placing that over, leaning closer towards garage. Well, that's really going to be the only place they're going to be able to hold on to, as this retake is going to have to be the way for them to win this first pistol. And it is going to be a disadvantaged retake. There's still this turret watching this flank, so it's going to be awkward.
Awkward is right. I mean, and look, that was such a fast take. It was literally, no one barely had any time to react.
Wait, that brilliant sight smoke is gonna just let Zombie just sit inside of it beautifully.
Wow. All right, well, that's certainly a start if I've ever seen one. That was a super fast sight hit right there. And honestly, the fact that they were able to continue to hold it as well, even with Nebula's, historically excellent ability to retake successfully, that's impressive.
Yeah, without a doubt, being able to hold on to that site as well, and being able to, more specifically, that sight smoke from Usala kind of ended up hurting them a little bit, because that allowed Zombie to just sit inside of that smoke for a little bit. Duck, good luck. A brilliant flash, however, from the other side of things lets that fight become more than favorable despite the weaker weaponry.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been taking into consideration. Yeah, you have the KO, but because you have the KO, you're able to do trap plays like that. Intentionally let the jet get scanned. intentionally bait so much attention over, and then while everyone's staring at the angle, waiting for them to try and come out, you got a flash from out of nowhere, blinding the entirety of Long.
Yeah, it literally was completely from Narnia, but now all of a sudden, like, this is a situation where Nebula, they have the advantage despite the weaker weaponry right here. So it's getting a little bit dangerous here. It's getting a little bit dicey. Nebula threatening to equalize and get themselves a thrifty round pretty much off rip here. And of course, Yusola just literally sitting there with that Bucky.
30
These
seconds
players,
left.
at the moment at least, are pretty much 100% stacked towards A. And given the fact that this rotation's happening here, it's gonna be real rough to actually like have some sort of successful retake now.
Yeah, but you know, this rotation coming in,
seconds
Divinity
left.
QT's getting set, helps
Oh,
it
no.
in. Not gonna be able to deny the plant if they did. Oh, that will deny the plant though!
Are you kidding me? Absolutely insane! What a dart! They have the lineup. You have got to be joking. If I've never seen a nerdier play, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it right there. That takes the cake.
I was gonna say is like, yeah, since they're gonna be able to move over towards the C site and not try to force this way over towards A, what is Yusola gonna be able to do? They're stuck with a Bucky. You can't retake with a Bucky, especially not on a site like C. And then you had Divinity QT trying to swing out specifically to deny plant that would have confirmed the round. That stopped the plant for a quarter of a second, and that lets the shock darts come through and truly deny the plant.
Yeah, I mean, that was just incredible from Nebula, and they instantly equalize. Like, and it seems so far almost as though like the second that Empire gain an inch, Nebula just take them on, and that's kind of thus far been the story of the series, right? So that's definitely rough for them right now. And kills exchanged here. Duck falls, so does Lim.
Heavy lean over towards the C site. Another interesting trip over towards the back side of C. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You can't really go for more of those basic common kill trips because you're playing against the Sova. It's super easy to break stuff like that, but it's now sitting inside the smoke looking for it. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit wonky. A little crooked.
Just a little bit, but it might actually catch something depending on where these players end up going on Empire. And now the retake all in the hands of Nebula right now. Flash coming out, Util as well. Look at how much Util is being used as a recon available as well. Spam coming out. There's a player in the smoke. Divinity finds one, but just die already has killed nearly all of them. Divinity in a situation where they're gonna have to go for the clutch. Scanned with the dart. And it's not much to be done. So there's so many rounds just being exchanged bit by bit here. We saw a Thrifty from the side of Nebula, and literally instantly Empire claim it back.
Not to mention, that's 2 weapon upgrades that they're going to be able to get. Zombie and Ninja McKinley are going to be able to pick up 2 dropped weapons on the ground. So they have more than enough money not only to either drop a teammate, but also just for the rounds in the future. And that can, it's kind of just the small things, but that can start building up so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting real
no
right now. Yeah, that's rough. All right, well, Nicketeer finds one. All of a sudden, these players, they're, oh my, what a shot from Magzi. And now, like, yeah, the hit more than likely is going to be towards A, but these players are still, despite that early pick, which is certainly good, they're still gonna have to kind of aggress a little bit and try to equalize as best they can. Magzi's in a situation where they're just kind of in short, 100% aware of the possibility of that player being positioned there, and now it's a 2v4 retake
Spike
with
planted.
minimal weaponry. At this point, I think really the best bet here is to try to just maybe get a pick on someone who happens to be low.
This already might be
Last
hunting a little
player
bit. One
standing.
off of the lockdown, but it is going to be Lim to take the pick. But, you know, great movement from just already there earlier, running up through short, making sure to keep themselves a moving target, make it just that much more difficult to, you know, be taken out by those sheriffs. So a nice 3-1 start here in favor of Empire Redux.
Yeah. Yeah, they've, like I said, they've done excellent thus far in terms of being able to just get value off of the site the utility for the site hit. And then beyond that, they're positioning themselves well enough for Nebula Surge to not really be able to trade well enough to retake. And I think that's been really important. So they're gonna look to continue along this streak, and I think it's safe to say, Jace, that these players on Empire are certainly down at the moment in terms of the map score, but they are not out at all.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's a reason why these series are played over the course of multiple maps, because, you know, different maps, different strategies, different opportunities, different strengths, different weaknesses. And you're surely, you know, being able to just clean yourself up after Corrode, I mean, you can still have several opportunities to still close this out. A 3-1 start is definitely a great one to have as well.
Certainly
Oh,
is.
he's gonna be able to get on site here.
Oh
Stuck in the back side, Nefarious.
my.
He's just gonna be coming out. He's just gonna be the savior.
No shot, and the trades are all of a sudden just so clinical
player
here.
standing.
Hunter's Fury comes out, and
30 seconds
Nicketeer finds one, and actually,
Right here.
it looks like they just completely dodged the Hunter's Fury, so no damage really. Paranoia comes out as well, as now at this point they are fully aware of where Magi is, and it's down to him to go ahead and clutch it. Has the recon dart available, but doesn't really get any information with the drone. So that comes out, they go ahead and shoot it. It does get one scan
enemy
off,
remaining.
and one player falls. Now it's all down to one more player. Magi just isn't ready for the possibility that Nicketeer is just killing back sight, and Empire establishing a lead here.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Why would you be ready for the playback sight? Because that dart fully scanned out Zombie, but for some reason didn't scan out Nicketeer. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I mean, there was more than enough range for them to get scanned. I think there might have been a smoke up there still that was just fading away or something of the sort, but it's was able to get them the round win.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, this momentum it means a lot. And there we go. Yeah, so now we're starting to see timeouts. I'm surprised we haven't seen that at all throughout this entire series. Like, even like, especially like during the first map when we had like, it was so back and forth and back and forth. Like I'm really surprised that we didn't see another timeout. But Nebula Surge do take it here, and this is one that I feel like is well timed, because they're at the point where it hasn't gotten away from them too much, but at the same time, they're definitely there's something going on that they want to fix.
I'm still kind of astonished that this is the first time you see a timeout come through. I guess it would make sense. This is the first time when Nebula haven't been just undoubtedly in the driver's seat. You're going to see another KO flash play coming out here. This time around towards C Long. Duck merely running it down. The flash is there. The spray is as well. And they're just going to be able to back away. So many opportunities for Duck, not only to get out with his life, but to get out with a weapon upgrade on top of it.
I mean, that's crazy right there. Lim falling there was honestly really rough. And look, I'm not sure what kind of play they have in store, specific play they have in store here for this. I'm coming around, just coming out of the timeout, but but curious to see how it'll end up working out. And we can already even see Ninja doesn't have a whole lot of health right now.
A lot of spam damage dealt, and when it comes time to retake, I mean that could be devastating. With you see you solo with a Bucky in hand, makes it just that much more easier for it to be able to find that value. Lockdown is online for Just Die already. Is the rest of the squad's going to start slowly making their way down over towards this A site, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see it get invested here to just guarantee the site and able to cut off all of these angles. But
30 seconds left.
when this tripwire goes down, now everyone's going to know something's up.
You should run.
Oh yeah, thumbs definitely up, and they are gonna pop that lockdown, and these players. Oh no! Wait, that flash comes out, and actually,
Spike down
Divinity
A.
finds one before getting out of the site, and they may get caught by the lockdown, but they're
10
safe
seconds
with
left.
the team.
Poison
And
salt.
They
that's
know of
another
this
kill
flank.
found. What is shot? And
One
oh
enemy
my
remaining.
goodness! Walked right over your head. Duck is coming over, and you're gonna find that kill right in the smoke. It's a bird, it's a plane. It is Duck, and that is gonna be another round in the bag for Nebula. They stabilize just a little bit here, bring their deficit down to 2.
Not to mention, you saw
Placing
a tripped
alarm
alarm bot that was in mid window, and that brought a little bit of attention away. Just
Placing
the
alarm
mental thought of, okay, there might be someone on the flank. We know that there's someone there, and they're either on the slow flank or they're going to be late with the rest of their squad. Just putting more question marks into the heads of the entire squad, trying to hold down the site to deny the retake opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been, and honestly, look, I mentioned it being back and forth on Lotus. I love to see it, and honestly, I want to see that again. I want to see both of these teams fight, and oh my god, what a brawl coming out over in grass right now. 3v2 situation, and it ends up coming out to be a situation where Empire is on top, at least at the moment.
This might be a little bit of a cheeky timing. That alarm bot is down and this double flank coming through. There's still the double trips on site. So the second that they creep up and are able to break them, they might have a false sense of security, but they're walking the wrong way.
Wait, no way. They don't know. They have no idea. They're walking towards C, the complete wrong site. And that spike is going down. Yeah, they've got to be aware of it now.
And that
Spike
timing
planted.
is just completely evaporated. Zombie gonna be able to spot the top of the head of
my.
AQT, backing away. But so I have an opportunity here to find a little bit of the timing. That timing over towards long has been found, but every angle, every opportunity, every chance is gonna be watched. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Every opportunity is equally important. That is for sure. Now 1v3 to really save the round here, and at this point, yeah, Nefarious is just completely, unfortunately, unaware of the positioning there, and ends up biting them in the butt a little bit.
Wasn't able to get that operator back into their hands, so Just Die already is going to invest into it. On the attack side, Killjoy operator, only 200 creds to his name. The rest of his teammates got a pretty good amount of money. Zombie with 4650, Nicketeer with 4,850. You got Ninja McKinley 3950. So still a lot of money to go around, and I thought for sure that would be a collat. Limb with a hole in their leg.
Oh my, and what a shot. And there's 2 ops on the board, so honestly, I'm not even surprised that we just saw something like that, but still kind of a little bit funny, I'm not gonna lie. 2 players exchanging the...
Yeah, look at the space instantly be taken by Modesty. Yeah, you solo over here in the corner. It's gonna be an interesting clear. Gotta be able to find 2.
Spike down B.
Take a shot every time this guy gets a double spray down.
Insane, and Just Die already cleans up Majesty, but I mean, like, look, at this point, Nebula, they've got the spike. Just already has an op. I mean, it's going to be real difficult. As long as they play their cards right, Nebula has this in the bag. And even if they don't play their cards right exactly, it could still end up going their way.
Yeah, they know that they had this operator, so as this time
30
starts
seconds
ticking
left.
away, the thought of probably saving instantly turns into a confirmation that yes, they will be saving this operator. Still a lot of money on the rest of the board for Empire Redux, so they're able to just
10
hold
seconds
on.
left.
The rest of
Cover
their
going out.
they're gonna be able to buy up into this next round. Excuse me. Alongside keeping this operator in play. And well, just already that no utility used either, except the turret that it gets refreshed after every round. So quite literally a full save. Nothing that needs to be rebought for him.
Yeah, I mean, look, and honestly, it's a very good round for Nebula Surge. And obviously they maintain. Duck has that operator once again, just ready for it. And I feel like the big part of the win condition when you're on defense on this map is being able to consistently take map control in different areas. So I mean, and that's why a lot of the time we see these players kind of pushing up. That's also why it's important on the attack to just default and be ready for it. And looks like Ninja McKinley was for a second until Duck decided to pull up with the op there.
No command is online. That could get into play here. Some shenanigans on maybe trying to Sova ult the spike to deny defuse or something of the sort. But Zombie gonna be able to clear out a decent bit. I'm not sure if they saw the feat of Divinity QT.
I think so. There's one coming out there. One found, two found before finally getting taken out. Nefarious actually got a kill with the Molly.
And now it's going to be a dead sprint over towards the seaside. More than enough time to really be able to slow things down if they wish.
Run.
Want to go
Oh,
all the way
my.
out towards long. I don't think they cheered, but they're ready
It's
for
huge,
it.
But they know. So damn aware.
Stuck though. It's just gonna have to try to be out to a timing. Oh my goodness, what a timing
No
that
way.
might have been
No, there's
fabled.
no way. No, there's no
The
way.
missed shot.
It's a crucial shot to hit. It was not. So now a 2v1. It's all down to Zombie, who's sitting back sight. Has to try to get it. The smoke comes out, but we could see a timing here. Spam is out, and Yusola claims the kill. There's absolutely no way that we just saw that from Nebula. That was incredible.
I'll say it again. Game of pixels. That
Right?
op shot hits. Dunzo. Round should realistically be over from there on out, because Duck was slowly and methodically taking their time all the way through Garage. There wasn't really any great way for them to get the trade. Yeah, maybe gonna be able to get it off, but then you would be left in a 1v1 against a Sova who has his ultimate, who has his shock darts, recon, drone, everything under the sun. It'd be so difficult to get anything out of it, and well, it seems that Duck doesn't care if you're not able to,
Charges.
if you're not supposed to.
Cover going out.
Not even a little bit. Oh my.
One enemy remaining.
And what?
Oh, no.
Wait, how in the world has Yusola gotten 3 that round? And that's honestly well played.
I was so ready for the knife. I was so ready.
Yeah,
for the
I was
knife.
ready for it too. I would have lost my mind. Absolutely lost my mind. Nebula equalizing the score here, 5-5. They do a good job bouncing back, but now Empire Redux all of a sudden feeling a little bit more pressured in this situation, making sure they have to make sure that they can kind of get the momentum back just a little bit. And of course, if they can, you can potentially come out on top. But honestly, Nebula has already done quite well in this half for being on defense. Even a 5-7 is not bad at all. So they're pretty comfortable right now.
What was once 4-1 has turned into a 5-5 scoreline. Nebula Surge winning 4 of the last 5 rounds. A brilliant run going on for them here on this defensive half. It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a bit more to get yourselves across the line, but Duck
Oh my.
is going to will their way across the line.
Yeah, right?
And Sola again finding value. You're just gonna hear us talk about him for the rest. You might as well just play his name on repeat, because it seems that every single round he's had some sort of impact in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if they're fully aware of Duck. They're not.
Enemy remaining.
Not at all.
Spike down
There's
A.
only one left to stand. It's just Die already, who does not want to die.
Enemy remaining.
And that's a great, oh my god, a great attempt, and lands 2. Lands a collat there, but the trade is
Last
instant
round
from
before the
Nefarious,
switch.
and now all of a sudden Nebula find themselves in the lead.
Oof. Yeah, first lead of this map for the Nebula Surge. But on the other side, well, Empire Redux with 5 ultimates to play with, but at the same time, you still got that null command on the other side to really be able to deny a lot of the value potentially to come out of them if you're able to time it perfectly. But still going to be a tall task to try and hold it down against these 5 ultimates, especially if you're going to be able to get a Viper's Pit off.
Oh yeah. And these players here are just trying to salvage something out of this half over on Empire. Punish Fury coming out isn't really going to find much of anything. But look at the spread here. Look at the defensive spread. The TP, the ult into spawn. And surely these players re-clear this, right? No way.
They have no choice but to go back because they know that they don't have space in mid, and then after that Omen ult, I think they have a bit of a hunch, a bit of a theory that they're somewhere back into their spawn, so they have no option but to push forward into their own death.
Oh my god, and it gets one, but it's all a consolation. Divinity claims the last kill there, and it's a 7-5 half for Nebula Surge. 6 rounds left. 6 rounds needed until they are champions.
That's a bit of a good way to end off the first half. Win
right.
5 straight to put yourselves in the lead, put yourselves in such a good position to not only get your revenge on the Empire Redux, but also sweep them 3-0 in a grand final.
Oh yeah. And I'm certain they want it. 100%. Real question is, will Empire Redux, does Empire Redux have the determination to bounce back after this? They were like battered and beaten down on the last map, and not even just from like a tactical perspective. I'm more talking about from a mental perspective. You gotta think about how it feels to be down, to beat down one map and then lose 13-2. It's really rough, but Ninja finds one. And the teammate is right there, ready to trade. These players are absolutely just ready and waiting. Sola gets one though, and it's a 1v3 now. So they've got to just play it together.
Oh my goodness gracious.
What a shot. Insane.
Shadows.
That's the ace site. The plant's gonna be able to go down, and the rest of these guys. And it's a beautiful smoke as well, because you have to worry. There's a thought in your mind that he could have crossed back through, but the spam's gonna confirm that he's still staying on this site.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, and that's, oh my. Yeah, that got dangerously close. And if these players on Nebula weren't so apt at trading each other, I mean, we'd probably be looking at a different score right now.
I mean, it's not even just being apt at the trading, it's just flooding through together. Obviously, not really much else of an option there. You don't have the utility because it's that pistol round, and because you already used whatever little utility you already had onto the middle of that B site, so you just had to just dry swing it together and hope that you're going to be able to distance yourselves enough to prevent a collat, to prevent any sort of instant snap and get the instant trade. And it was dangerous despite being a 1 versus 4. It was almost completed, but
Yeah, it's dangerous right there. Nicketeer finding one, spots out two more players over towards Grass. Paranoia comes out as well, and these players caught out just a little bit. Nefarious will fall.
The Divinity from C-Main just tanked the turret hits and was able to shut him down.
Mid.
Yeah, but the wrap is there as well, and another player gets spotted out too. The spam comes
One
out with a
enemy
stinger,
remaining.
and now Yasola's literally 1 HP. Divinity looking to just try to save it, but it is not going to happen. Literally just a ghost and a dream, and that dream is shattered from these players.
Good way to tie it up at 7, but interesting buy. You got Zombie on a Bucky just already. Is going to be able to buy up into a rifle. So you've got a Guardian, Bulldog, Outlaw, Phantom.
Yes, this should do.
So there's a lot. There's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
on the board here. Zombie is deciding to pull up with a Stinger instead of a Bucky. Look at the 4 players leaning so heavily over towards A, as it looks like they might just have to play retake here. Just that already. You're just gonna have to live with the spray through with the Phantom.
Insane stuff, and the spam continues. Looking for more. You've got to be kidding me.
That's unbelievable. I was mentally thinking, it's like, okay, you got a lot of people on the other side. Just live and play retake. You don't gotta do anything flashy here. But there's a reason they bought the Phantom. There's a reason they set up that poison orb over towards the C site. There's a reason for all of it, and that was for a quick and easy spam through. And they predicted it perfectly.
Oh my, and more spam comes out, but the real question is, what can Nebula even do in this situation? Yes, they're able to get the spike down, but it is a 5v3 retake. They have to try to get, like, aggress just a little bit and get a kill. And we honestly may see a little something from Divinity, who's in a decent position in Garage here. One found, and not able to get the second. That could have equalized it, potentially one.
Last player
And not able to get another one as well. And Yusola, the last one.
Just die already with 4 on the round. An unbelievable strategy, by the way, that I love coming out there. They put the poison orb over towards C because of the fact that they knew they can pop it
Concentrate,
instantly. You have 4 players on the other side of the map, and Omen Smoke's going to take a moment or two to actually fully get over there. So they decided to invest the Vipers, the poison orb, to get there and be able to be popped instantly, and have 4 players moving down towards A. If there's no fight there, it's a pretty good chance they're over towards C. Instantly pop that orb, have the Phantom on the other side,
goes here.
the one Phantom that they had on the board, and be able to just spray and pray and shut
calling my
it
bot.
down. An unbelievable strategy that paid off so well.
Oh yeah. It paid off in dividends there, and of course now all of a sudden Empire find themselves in the lead once more. This is the kind of back and forth that we wanted to see. Absolute pleasure to, oh my goodness, absolute pleasure to cast so far. I say that as Duck literally just decides he gets one, and then instantly one falls. The trade is pretty much right there, but no, whiffs the dash into the site and falls because of it, and more smoke spam is there.
remaining.
Divinity finds
Player
one,
standing.
goes down, and now all of a sudden things are getting dangerous, Chase. The
Yeah,
neural
buys
theft as
galore.
well.
Rise Galore going to be able to easily use that neural theft and isolate it down to a 1 versus 1. The cam in no man's land, completely out of the rounds. It's going to have to be the dry aim duel.
No!
You forget. I always
Nebula
play high stakes.
claim the round off the back of an excellent set of kills there from Divinity.
I think maybe the Empire Redux maybe got a little bit too antsy, as they're going to be able to take a timeout of their own. Their first timeout of the series. I think what happened there is maybe a little bit too antsy, getting too many people to try and force their way in. And I'm not entirely sure if Ninja McKinley fell on accident, or if that was an attempt to try and jump over and end the round right then and there. But either way, it ended up being disastrous, because that let Divinity take a quick breath into able to just pop that neural theft because there's already bodies galore, because they force their way onto the site, and they try to flood their way out one by one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I had a feeling it was intentional just to try to catch some sort of timing, but I mean, Divinity literally was on it. Like pure reaction time just went up. I don't even think the player was able to jump down fully before getting just just absolutely shot out of the sky. So, I mean, yeah, like you've got to give credit where credit's due there from Divinity. Able to get one, able to keep the composure two, knew to use the neural theft there just to confirm the location of the last player, and worked out in their favor.
Undoubtedly, as we see, I mean, the first real gun round of this second half. Lim
Yeah,
with
right.
that operator, Ninja McKinley with the Guardian.
It's funny. I feel like this. You're absolutely right. It really does feel like the first gun round of the half. It feels like the first round where both teams are truly able to have like an equal buy in a round. So it's quite interesting. It's gonna be cool to see how this ends up working out. Player decides to go ahead and peek around, but Nefarious is ready for it. Up in the hands of Lim, looking to potentially get more cheeky little
They're
shot
just
there
flooding
over in
out.
Main, but what a kill from Nicketeer
remaining.
and 2 from Divinity. And now it's a 3v1. Nebula looking to get it, but Zombie has got something to say, looking to make a statement here in this round, looking to save it. And the shot coming out here, it does not matter. The wraparound from Madzine. Looks like Nebula is going to take the lead off the back of that.
I think there was a bit of panic from Empire there. You saw Nicketeer threw the paranoia out, and then while Lim is backing away from the site, Nicketeer just sprinting in.
Here.
Was able to find one off of it, and then just amidst the chaos, pulling out their knife inside the middle of the site, which allowed Divinity QT to be able to get a quick and easy double spray down. And it's, again, I think it's just a little bit of nervousness, potentially. Trying to do things a little bit too fast, trying to be one step ahead when you don't exactly need to.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, but what a shot from Lim.
We're good.
But that Sheriff goes ahead and he picks up the rifle, and that's honestly a really, really valuable trade right there, just because of the fact that these players don't really have the weapons to spare, and now all of a sudden they've got one more on the board. So I mean, Spike does go down on C, but the retake is a little bit more possible now.
They have a lockdown if they want to use it, and they have a decent amount of space, so they know that there's no one over towards garage. They don't really believe that there's anyone towards grass. As Nicketeer is going to be able to confirm that, but with the weaker weaponry, you're just going to have to try and maybe flood out bit by bit, but the trades are there, and the round should go the way of Nebula here, and it will.
Yeah, I mean, they were just 100% ready for it. Unfortunately, Zombie was just sort of in a position there where it kind of had to sit towards CT and just try to jiggle peek, maybe get a kill off the jiggle peek, but they just weren't having it. They decided to just double up, play together, and I mean, they played it real disciplined, and now all of a sudden Nebula 3 away from getting themselves the victory in the tournament here. And this is of course, that the further we get into this game, the more the pressure starts to mount for both sides.
Shadows traveling.
Without a doubt, you're coming in. This regulation is, the end of it is coming. It's not too far away. Still got at least 6 more rounds. But lockdown is in play on this defense. You got a triple stack over towards the safe site. Nicketeer and Lim playing an ungodly high-low. A nice flash. Brilliant dodge from Ninja McKinley.
What a flick from Duck, though, to get that kill. That is insane, and that's a great opening pick. Not leaves just die already as the pretty much the only one on the entire side of the map. It's actually going to prompt a rotation from Lim.
This is all a fake. They're trying to get these rotates to be baited out, and Zombies maybe bit for a moment, but deciding against it after some of this utility is being used. It's a triple fake
my
on top of
God.
itself, and it just...
Where is everyone?
You can never be certain with a squad like Nebula. You can never be certain, as it will finally end on A after 20 questions on whether they were going to actually commit or
Spike
not.
planted.
Right. And they had the flexibility to do that too. They had ults like from the shadows available to just pretty much allow these players to do whatever they want. And now the dangerous part about this is that there are players who are on the other side of the map that are just straight up unaccounted for. Divinity's on the
One
flank,
enemy
one's
remaining.
found, but Ysola is just he's grabbing all the kills. Zombie the last one to stand here. It's 8-10, and they're just desperately trying to save here.
He absolutely going to get hunted down. They don't have the credits to work with if he doesn't survive here, and that is disastrous, not only to the economy, but also towards the mental.
Oh yeah. Yeah, towards the mental is right. These players like pretty much just feeling the game slip away from their hands almost, and that's a really it's honestly it's heartbreaking to as a player to feel that
have
way.
money if you need.
However, whoa,
This is
minus
my spot.
5k right there. Minus 5k, Yusola. Minus 5k. All right. But I was saying, I mean, these players on Nebula are definitely they're in a great position, but on Empire they're feeling it 100%. It's palpable. Entry onto the site, and of course Duck is just gonna try to stall as much as possible, and it works like a charm. 2 entry picks instantly. They've got access to the C site. The spike comes down. They've got garage control as well.
You have to go for this. You can't afford to intentionally set yourself up on the back foot. You have the overdrive, you have the Hunter's Fury. I mean, there's not really any real way that you can try to access your way onto the site. You got some of the initial utility. It's going to be so difficult though. The blind coming out and he's stuck all by himself. Nicketeer, nothing that can be done, and Limbs just simply too far away, and they are going to save.
Yeah. And what a well-timed nade, by the way. I just want to point that out. And yeah, they're gonna have to save because the next round is quite literally their last chance. Nebula on the precipice of claiming a victory that they've sought after for, I'm sure, a while.
Match point.
It's gonna be difficult. 4 in a row needed. As
That goes
ooh,
there.
closer and closer towards crunch time, but there's just I think just potentially too big of a lead here. But
Absolutely.
we've seen crazier things happen just today alone. So it's not over until it's over, but you're gonna have to start with breaking away from a 5-round lead, or 5-round in a row.
No
Streak going on here.
Absolutely crazy stuff. And you can see how much they want this victory. The energy is palpable. And that's 1 from Lim.
Yeah, no
But
saving
Dutch
this
is
time
literally
around.
sitting in spawn, ready and waiting for this. And that is going to be almost it. Lim, the last one to stand in between Nebula and their victory. Finds 1, but is stuck at 20 HP. And is in a 1v3 situation. Goes right into garage. Spam's coming out over there. And is it gonna happen? No, it will
Attackers
not.
win.
Nebula claim their victory in the game and in the tournament. They are the champions of the Nerve Esports circuit.
Unbelievable scenes out of Duck there. What in the world was that?
Yeah, I mean, Duck clearly wanted it there. So clearly wanted it. Literally, the entry onto that site in the last round. Did you see how fast literally 3 people just rolled up into window and got that first kill? That was insane. And then the entry onto the site was just wild. So that's so impressive.
It was clear how much they wanted it. Unbelievably strong performance there from the Nebula Surge. Huge congratulations to them. Oh,
I mean, Yeah, I needed a breather after that one too. That was exciting, and I mean, all in all, I mean, Nebula just did an incredible job throughout the entire series. A clean 3-0 sweep for the grand finals. It was clear they showed up today. Their ability to retake on the fence was immaculate. Their sight hits were coordinated on attack. They just overall were able to get incredible reads as well. They 100% had Empire's number, and not to say it wasn't a valiant effort. Empire did a great job bouncing back and keeping it close, but it seemed like in every situation, Nebula was just completely able to take that and just flip it towards, to their own advantage.
Without a doubt. I mean, with that said, once more, huge congratulations to the Nebula Surge for being the champions of the Nerve Esports Circuit Season 3.
Absolutely incredible job to them. Congratulations to them. I mean, like I said, so talented. They did a great job. So thank you all so much. We appreciate you tuning in, Jace. I mean, it was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure indeed.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you soon.